Government will not tolerate any attempts to intimidate or interfere with the Director of Public Prosecutions or his staff. In a statement on Thursday, she praised the police service for swiftly securing the DPP's office and protecting staff during a protest on Wednesday. The Prime Minister condemned actions aimed at inciting hostility against law enforcement and warned that such behavior could lead to violence. She also blamed the opposition, PNM, for encouraging anti-police sentiment. Mrs. Prasad-Bissessar reaffirmed her administration's commitment to upholding the rule of law, pledging continued support and protection for police officers and prosecutorial officials. And the Prime Minister's statement came after a recent demonstration and a legal notice from police banning public protests within 500 meters of 15 key state buildings. Police say the measure is essential for maintaining public safety, especially under the current state of emergency. Speaking at a police media briefing at the Police Administration building in Port of Spain on Thursday, Assistant Commissioner of Police Kurt Simon explained the move is in a bid to protect the public spaces and the citizenry at large. Noting that the country is still under a state of emergency, ACP Simon said the legislation also protects police officers and those who choose to engage in protests.
The Parliament of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, the Office of the President of Trinidad and Tobago, the Office of the Prime Minister, the Diplomatic Center, the Office of the Attorney General, the Ministry of Finance, the Ministry of Defense, the Ministry of Homeland Security, the headquarters of the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service, the headquarters of the Trinidad and Tobago Prison Service, the headquarters of the Trinidad and Tobago Defense Force, the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions, the Piarco International Airport, the A&R Robinson International Airport, the Port Authority of Trinidad and Tobago.
Mr. Simon called on the public to cooperate with officers while in the line of duty.
Whilst we respect your right to protest, we ask that you also understand that we are here to police and to police fairly and to police justly, to police within the ambits of the laws of Trinidad and Tobago. We really want to thank you for cooperating with us, and we hope that even in going through this set of affairs that are now currently facing us, that we can do so really in a respectable manner, pleasing to all.
DCP Benjamin said while the public has constitutional freedoms, they must still operate within the limitations of the law. In other news, Trinidad and Tobago continues to take a leading role in integrating AI technology within its education system and public sector. Future Ready TT, a strategic AI partnership, leverages tools like ChatGPT and Grammarly to enhance efficiency and productivity across these areas. Minister of Public Administration Dominic Smith and Minister of Education Dr. Michael Dowlath signed the official partnership agreement for the Future Ready TT program on Wednesday.
We are equipping public officers, educators, and students with the tools that are necessary to enhance writing, accelerate research, improve analysis, increase administrative efficiency, and strengthen communication. We are reinforcing as well the importance of human oversight.
The program will utilize tools from companies leading the way in artificial intelligence technology, including Grammarly and OpenAI. Minister of Education Dr. Michael Dowlath says it will continue to promote the ethical use of AI as it provides personal learning experiences for all students, including those with learning challenges.
Teachers remain at the heart of the education experience. No algorithm can replicate the empathy, the encouragement, the wisdom, and the human connection that educators bring to the classroom every single day. At the same time, we must acknowledge that AI presents extraordinary opportunities to improve teaching and learning outcomes.
Trinidad and Tobago has been selected to participate in OpenAI's Education for Countries initiative, positioning the nation among those leading the way in digital transformation. And that's what's making the news this morning. But joining us right now is Virmala Balkaran, the host of Trinidad and Tobago Today. Good morning, Virmala.
Good Good morning, Carrie. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday, and look at you. Wow.
Yeah, look at you too. It is Friday. You have that Friday glow.
The Friday, I'll take that. I'll take that. I am feeling the weight of the week on my shoulders, but if I have that Friday glow in your eyes, I'll take that. Thank you.
Did you go to your shoot yesterday?
I did go to my shoot yesterday.
And how was that?
It was quite good. I mean, there were some sandflies in some areas. They weren't too friendly.
You see, we
yeah.
summoned them when we spoke about them yesterday.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. They came to say hi.
Well, I could do without that hi. I'm okay.
Yeah. So could I have done without it, but now I have some marks from where they are. Give me little nibbles, but it's fine. It's fine.
Nibbles. That's why I don't go anywhere with you. Well, you know, tomorrow is Indian Arrival Day. We're celebrating that in Trinidad and Tobago. So it's 181 years of, East Indian presence in Trinidad and Tobago. So we're definitely going to be
toward so many things in Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah, culture, food, religion. There's so many different things.
There are certain people who have done things that, in my opinion, should even get further recognition. For instance, Ranjit Kumar and others like that. Certain scholars and really a lot of people who did many things to pave the way for some of the things that we enjoy today.
Yeah, well, we'll have really good discussions on all of that today on the show. So I know you'll be locked on, and we'll talk to you then. All
right, looking forward to it, Virmala.
All right, Carrie, talk soon.
All right, we will. Thanks so much. When we come back, the Trinidad and Tobago Today morning show gets going right after this break.
Every client deserves expertise, integrity, and guidance they can trust. At Camino Realty International, we deliver integrated real estate solutions, sales, rentals, property management, and project development. Driven by excellence, transparency, and innovation, we protect value, create opportunity, and build lasting success. Because real estate isn't just about buildings. For more information on our services, log on to CaminoRealty.com or follow us on social media at Camino Realty TT. Camino Realty International, elevating lives one property at a time.
Being connected, it means a lot because, first of all, you can't do this by yourself.
When you have your phone, you always have somebody at your side. I could call for help, anything going on,
I'm giving children the opportunity to experience outside of their neighborhood.
Digital is kind of a comfort, you feel good that people in your lives are always able to be contacted.
I was with the other network and I was having problems, so I joined Digicel and I never regretted it.
किसी भी इंसान की जिंदगी में वो दिन वो पल सबसे ज्यादा खुशगवार होता है जब उसका बेटा उसकी जिम्मेदारियां बांटने लगे, उसकी कुर्सी पर बैठे। वाकई आज मुझे मालूम पड़ा कि एक जवान बेटे का बाप होने में कितनी खुशी है।
बड़ी दिल और मन दोनों कह रहे हैं कि आपके चरण छूए।
Thank you. I love you, buddy. I love you too, बेटा।
ये सनसेट्स मुझे हमेशा उदास कर देते हैं। देखते देखते ये खूबसूरत रंग अंधेरे में खो जाते हैं।
हाँ, ताकि एक नया सूरज फिर से निकले, क्योंकि after every sunset there's a sunrise, एक नया दिन, एक नई उम्मीद, एक नई शुरुआत।
मेरे नाल भंगड़ा पा ले, मेरे नाल that's the way it's gonna go. मेरे नाल गिद्दा पा ले, मेरे नाल like I said before. मेरे नाल भंगड़ा पा ले, मेरे नाल गिद्दा पा ले, आजा सुनिए गिरिए। Jump with my energy.
TTT News, every night at 7. TTT News, committed, accurate, relevant.
Friday, 29th May 2026. The time now, it is 6:10 a.m. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago and the world. I'm Virmala Balkaran, and welcome to Trinidad and Tobago Today. Well, let's take a look now at what's trending this morning. Commissioner of Police Alistair Guevara has signed a new emergency powers order imposing a strict ban on public protests and demonstrations near key state infrastructure. Under legal notice number 367, demonstrators are prohibited from gathering within 500 meters of specified government buildings, security headquarters and transport hubs. And the restriction covers the Red House, the Office of the Prime Minister, the Diplomatic Center, all police stations, army barracks and prisons, as well as both international airports at Piarco and ANR Robinson, and also took effect on May 27th. Prime Minister Kamla Prasad Bisesa says the government remains committed to protecting law enforcement officers and officials within the justice system while maintaining public order and safety during this period. Well, joining us this morning to discuss this is Deputy Commissioner of Police, Mr. Junior Benjamin. Good morning, Deputy Commissioner.
A pleasant morning to you, ma'am, and to all your listeners. A pleasant morning as well.
Now, can you first explain the purpose behind the new emergency powers order and why was it considered necessary at this time?
Well, thank you for that question. Let me just say, the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service, we have to deal with at least two important, what I would say, constitutional interests as it relates to policing Trinidad and Tobago. One of those things has to do with the right to protest and the freedom of expression of individuals and citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, and that of the state's responsibility to maintain public safety and national security, as well as continuity in our critical services within Trinidad and Tobago. It is based on that I believe, and I am of the firm opinion, that the decision was made to ensure, while persons have the right to protest, that they do not seek to infringe the rights of the persons who have critical services to do within Trinidad and Tobago, so that we can ensure greater harmony, public safety, and above all, national security of this land.
Now, Deputy Commissioner, which locations are specifically covered under the 500-meter restrictions, and how will members of the public know if they're entering a prohibited area?
Well, first and foremost, it is published in the legal notice 367 of the Emergency Powers Regulation 2006, and it is open for all persons to make sure that they, have this information. It is not hidden, it is there, and therefore, even if you do not know, ignorance of the law will be absolutely no excuse. But I can share as well these places so that persons can be aware. And some of these places, as far as the schedule is concerned, is the Parliament of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, the Red House, Abercrombie Street, Port of Spain. We have the Office of the President of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, the Office of the Prime Minister. We have the Diplomatic Center, as well as the Office of the Attorney General, Government Campus Plaza, corner of London and Richmond Street, Port of Spain, the Ministry of Finance. We have the Ministry of Defense. We also have the Ministry of Homeland Security, as well as the headquarters of Trinidad and Tobago Police Service, as well as all police stations. We have the headquarters of the Prison Service and all prisons detention centers in Trinidad and Tobago. We also have the headquarters of the Trinidad and Tobago Defense Force, as well as all army base and barracks, and the Office of the Director of Public Prosecution, the Piarco International Airport, the ANR Robinson International Airport, and the Port Authority of Trinidad and Tobago.
Now, Deputy Commissioner, can you confirm for us, does this order mean all public protests are banned, or are demonstrations still allowed in designated areas outside of the restricted zones?
Well, clearly, what we are saying is that certainly not all protests are banned. We are saying that even in these critical infrastructure, we are saying that there is a distance that persons would not be able to have these protests to ensure that persons are able to traverse in and out of these places without any problems in terms of creating any problems in terms of public safety. So therefore, the protest could happen, but the distance must be at least 500 meters away from these areas. And therefore, a person can be able to do their protest. And even when they are doing that, we are asking persons to stay within the regulation.
Now, the Prime Minister has spoken about concerns surrounding tensions directed at law enforcement and officials within the justice system. So now, from the TTPS perspective, how important is it to, maintain calm and respect for the rule of law during this period?
I think that is very, very critical at this time because, you see, when we fail to really maintain that level of calm, emotions can fly, and let's be real, on either side. That of the citizens who are doing the protest, as well as the police service and persons who are there to uphold the law. And therefore, it's important that both the police officers as well as the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago exercise that level of calm, because that will bring a greater level of stability to our country and will really get rid of the division that is seeking to be created here, especially when we are all seeking to ensure a better Trinidad and Tobago. So I would really like to suggest and even, highlight the importance for both parties to really respect the rule of law. This is a situation that is going to be before the courts. Let the courts have its rightful say in the matter, and let us all be guided by whatever the outcome will be.
All right. Thank you very much, Deputy Commissioner, for joining us this morning and helping us to understand all of this, telling us what this means going forward. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon.
All right. Thank you very much, and all the best to you and to your listening audience at this time.
All right, thank you. 18 minutes after 6 o'clock. Well, coming up inside today's show, it's the special Indian Arrival Day edition of Trinidad and Tobago Today. So we've got so much in store for you. A really meaningful and hopefully inspiring program you don't want to miss. We're honoring the past, we're celebrating the present, and reflecting on the journey of our ancestors, a people whose legacy continues to live on in every generation. So grab your cup of coffee and settle in. Trinidad and Tobago Today has begun.
Every client deserves expertise, integrity, and guidance they can trust. At Camino Realty International, we deliver integrated real estate solutions, sales, rentals, property management, and project development. Driven by excellence, transparency, and innovation, we protect value, create opportunity, and build lasting success. Because real estate isn't just about buildings. For more information on our services, log on to CaminoRealty.com or follow us on social media at Camino Realty TT. Camino Realty International, elevating lives one property at a time.
Being connected, it means a lot because, first of all, you can't do this by yourself.
When you have your phone, you always have somebody at your side. I could call for help, anything going on,
I'm giving children the opportunity to experience outside of their neighborhood.
Digicel is kind of a comfort, you feel good that people in your lives are always able to be contacted.
I was with the other network and I was having problems, so I joined Digicel and I never regretted it.
क्या बात करता है यार? गणपति ने तेरे सामने आके तुझसे बात की? और नहीं तो क्या? गणपति जी मेरे सामने आए और मेरे कान में बोले कि अजय, अगर तू अपनी मम्मी को खुश देखना चाहता है तो आज ही अपने डैडी के स्टूडियो जा, उनका हाथ पकड़ और उनसे अपनी मम्मी की शादी के बारे में बात कर। बाकी सब मैं संभाल लूंगा। वो सब संभाल सकते हैं यार, वो तो भगवान है, कुछ भी कर सकते हैं। इसीलिए तो मैं
सनम माना हो इससे
On Indian Arrival Day, we not only reflect on the journey of our ancestors, but also on the people working tirelessly to preserve those stories for future generations. So my guest today is someone who has become a powerful voice in documenting and celebrating Indo-Caribbean identity, history, and culture across the diaspora. At just 22 years old, he actually created the Cutlass magazine, a digital platform that has evolved into part virtual museum, part archive, part podcast, and part cultural movement. Through interviews, research, storytelling, and historical preservation, he shines a spotlight on Indo-Caribbean experience in all its complexity, the triumphs, the struggles, the traditions, and the untold stories. From conversations about language preservation and indentureship to archiving family histories and reconnecting the younger generations to their roots, his work has resonated with Indo-Caribbean communities across Trinidad and Tobago, Guyana, Fiji, Mauritius, Suriname, and beyond. Well, joining me now is the founder and curator of the Cutlass magazine, Vinay Haritan. Good morning, Vinay.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me.
Well, thank you for being here. You are the face behind the Cutlass magazine, and I'm pretty sure many people have seen your posts flying around, especially around any time where we celebrate Indo-Caribbean culture, and you do a lot of work to really pull all of this together. Now, to start, for people discovering the Cutlass magazine for the first time this Indian Arrival Day, how would you describe the platform and its mission?
So the Cutlass magazine is a social media platform and digital magazine that I launched in summer of 2020. And I like to refer to it as my pandemic baby, but it basically was a way to kind of spotlight the Indo-Caribbean culture and community. And I wanted to do it in a platform like social media, where I really wasn't seeing Indo-Caribbean culture or history being represented in a very complex, nuanced way. So I felt like I could add my voice to that.
Now, I have to ask you about this. The name itself is powerful. Why did you choose the symbol of the cutlass, and what does that represent to you historically and culturally?
Well, I really wanted a name that would have recognition from the community. I wanted people, when they saw the word cutlass, to know that this has some relation to the Caribbean, Trinidad, Guyana, wherever you're from. I know we have a good few names, whether it's cutlass, cutlass, puya, tree canal, all of those words, but I wanted a word that would have immediate recognition from the community. And whether it was our ancestors who used the cutlass to cut cane or grass or rice, and us now using it for simple household tasks, I really appreciated the theme of past into present into future, and how the word cutlass itself is sort of a historic relic.
Now, what first inspired your deep interest? And it definitely is a deep interest, because you have to really love this to do all of this work. What inspired this interest in Indo-Caribbean history and preservation?
Well, for me, ever since I was small, I always liked to talk to the older heads in the community. I would go over friends' houses and take a game to distract them, and then I would sit down with their parents, their nanny, aji, all the older heads in their family, and start asking them questions about where they came from, what it was like growing up, things like that. And I think as I got older and my own nanny and aji passed away, it kind of became more clear to me how important it was to share the history, especially from the perspective of the older heads. And I felt like somebody in my generation, I wasn't really seeing a lot of that work being done. So I wanted to kind of, encourage people from my generation, the youth, to get active in that kind of work.
Now, as someone who spends so much time researching indentureship and Indo-Caribbean history, what are some of the most profound things that you've learned about the East Indian journey, since arrival in the Caribbean? Sorry.
Well, I think just seeing the diversity of practices and customs that we have. I think when I first got into social media in 2020, when you looked at Indo-Caribbean culture, it was chutney music, soca, carnival, doubles, rum, things like that. And I found it to be very much an oversimplification of our culture and our history. And as I've shared on the page, there's so much more to our community than that, whether it's posting about the Sohar music that they sing for babies, the wedding songs that you have for Hindu wedding, the biraha that some people used to sing, or the chow chow that we have for Pagwa. Our culture is certainly much more diverse than I think was being projected in a mainstream lens. And I think that has been the most surprising thing.
Now, what are some realities about indentureship and Indo-Caribbean history that you feel that people still misunderstand or don't fully know?
Well, I think oftentimes people try to reduce Indian indentureship to Indian people got paid and they got land. And I think when you really look into the history, you see how unfair those wages were. It was very easy that a landowner or a sirdar could take money away from their workers, could tax them, fine them, abuse them, not be withholden to really paying them the amount that they deserved. And even with land ownership, some people received land, but they received land in areas that were undesirable, where it was hard to grow, or they received leased land. And so those are some kind of caveats that some people might not be familiar with when it comes to indentureship. It certainly was far from being a fair system.
Now, I know that you grew up in Florida, I believe, but you've maintained such a strong connection to Trinidadian and Indo-Caribbean culture. And why was preserving that identity for yourself so important to you?
I think for me, even though I grew up abroad, I always kind of had a steady stream of family coming in to visit. And those included my nanny and Aji. And when they passed away, I think I became very acutely aware of how much our family law was tied to them. I don't know if you've ever heard the quote, but they often say that when an older person passes away, it's almost like a library burns down with them. And it just goes to show how much information can go with a single person. So as I started doing my research and as a lot of the older heads I grew up around started to pass away, I really saw this gap of knowledge that wasn't being transferred to the younger generation that I fortunately was able to capture. And I felt, what's the point of just having all of this live in my head? I might as well share it with other folks so that they can also learn.
Now, one thing we all admire about the Cutlass magazine is the depth of the historical content. So how do you source and verify your photos, your archives, and your stories? I've actually seen you post and you've asked people to send in if they have any family members. So you really have a tremendous task of putting all of this together. So how do you do all of that?
Yeah, so it's sourced from a couple of different places. I definitely get followers to submit photos, as you mentioned, whether it's photos of their parents or grandparents getting married, photos of their nanny or auntie having a godna or a tattoo, photos of older heads with their orhini and the way they used to dress long time. But also there's a number of very incredible archives. UE has a wonderful archive that has a number of postcards and documents that are open access. And there's a lot of academic journals that you can look through and read articles, read different bits of information. And then I also continue my own research with meeting with older heads, talking to them about their background, customs that they used to practice long time, and gathering my own information like that.
And how is that? That must be very emotional for you to just hear those stories firsthand from the older generations. You know, they're carrying, as you said, living memories of another era. So how is that experience for you?
I think one thing that was an unexpected surprise was how much talking to them kind of filled this gap that I had when my nanny and Aji passed away. Becoming very close to these older persons, not just seeing them as interview subjects, but sort of like extended family, and all the ways they're able to relay stories to me that sometimes they don't share with their own children or grandchildren. And I feel very honored that they trust me with that information. I've been fortunate enough to interview people as young as 80 and as old as, I believe the eldest was 110 at the time that I spoke to them. So it's been very nice to capture these individuals at that specific point in time. And I think, unfortunately, we tend to not sit down with our older heads and really treat them as people and remember that they were just young like us one day and have so many stories to share.
Now, earlier you spoke about the struggles as well, and your platform doesn't only celebrate history, but it also addresses those difficult conversations that we need to have or we've been having within Indo-Caribbean communities. So why was it important for you to present both the beauty of this journey and also the struggles in an honest manner?
Well, history, as we know, is very complicated, and I didn't want to present just a biased, one-sided version of our history. One of the reasons why I chose the cutlass and I used that tool of the cutlass was because, yes, our ancestors used it as a tool of survival to do their agricultural work, but there's also a much darker history of it being used in the way of violence, violence against one another due to competition, or gender-based violence against women. And I wanted to be able to have that through line that there are the good parts of our history and the bad parts. And the more we kind of reckon with the both of it, I think it's better to have a more holistic and comprehensive understanding of where we come from, why we are where we are today, and how to better move forward.
Well, building on that holistic approach, I know as well that, Indo-Caribbean culture is incredibly diverse across countries. So different countries in the Caribbean. And you also, not just for Trinidad and Tobago, but you also do a lot of work with other countries. So I know there's Fiji, they're also a part of your research. There's Mauritius, I believe, Suriname, Guyana. And a lot of those, we can actually see similarities in our culture. And it really helps to bridge that gap and to show us that, it's one big Caribbean identity. So, I mean, that's a lot of work. How do you manage all of it?
Well, funnily enough, when I started the Cutlass, I was pursuing a master's degree full time and working several jobs part time, and I've continued to keep up my research with the Cutlass magazine while also, balancing a full time career as an engineer. But I think because I'm particularly passionate about this field of study, it doesn't really feel like work to me, even though it is very time intensive. I'm happy to do it. I enjoy doing it. And because I speak to a lot of the older heads in our community, I'm very aware of the fact that, I'm sort of running out of time in a lot of ways and I'm on a clock. It'll only be so many years that these folks are still around to share their information. And I want to be able to make sure that I capture it in due time.
That's also a heavy burden to carry, but it's also a beautiful one. Now, in your opinion, what would our ancestors think if they could have seen Indo-Caribbean communities today, more than 180 years after arrival?
I think there are some things that they would be amazed by. The fact that we've made so many strides in education in particular, because we know that education was a privilege that they were not afforded for many, many years. And then later on, it came with the caveat of conversion, changing your name, things like that. And so the fact that so many of us have been able to get an education, seek greater education, go on to wonderful universities back home and abroad, I think that that would certainly amaze them. I do also think that maybe they would wish that there were certain practices that we continue to maintain that were particularly important to them, because I do know from my research that for as hard as they had to work, they found comfort in their music and their religion and their culture and community. And I think that they would want us to do the same.
Now, on this Indian Arrival Day, what message would you like younger generations of Indo-Caribbean people to remember about their heritage and their identity?
I would want them to remember that we come from a very strong lineage and that we should be proud of where we come from. I think I oftentimes hear a lot of Indo-Caribbean people say things about our background that are maybe negative, whether they refer to the language that our ancestors spoke as being broken, or maybe some traditions were pieced together. I think one of the things I try to do with the page is to show particularly young people that there's a lot of our things, our customs and traditions that you simply can Google and find online, but that doesn't mean that it's wrong or it's incorrect. And there's so much beautiful traditions that we have that we just have to learn more about and not put them down and think that they were things that were kind of haphazardly passed down. There's so much for us to be proud of when it comes to our lineage without trying to change it or thinking that, culture is better elsewhere.
Throughout our discussion, we have had some photos from the Cutlass magazine on the screen. Also, I know that you continue to source names, people who arrived, our ancestors who came on different boats and all of that. So you definitely provide a wealth of information for anyone who's interested in Indo-Caribbean culture. So what's next for the Cutlass magazine? Any future projects or goals that you're excited about?
Yes, so I know not everyone can access social media, so I'm actively actually working on a website where anyone who doesn't have social media or is on a social media break, they can still access the website. I see you have the link up there, and I'll be posting much more on that as well, so that everything you find on the social media, you'll be able to find on the website. And also I'll have a lot more information on there that's a bit longer form, that doesn't have the same constraints that social media can sometimes present. So there's a lot more in-depth research that will be shared on that website and accessible to all.
Thank you very much, Avine, for joining us this morning. And thank you for the incredible work that you're doing to preserve Indo-Caribbean history and identity. And platforms like yours really remind us that our stories matter, our ancestors matter, and our history deserves to be remembered and documented and shared with pride. So thank you, and we'll talk to you soon.
Yes, thank you so much.
All right. Thank you, Vine from the Cutlass magazine. Also, thank you so much to Jiran Mang of Mang Studios for the original music that you heard on our Indian Arrival Day billboard. He provided that for us today, so we thank you very, very much. Throughout the rest of the show, you see a number of very amazing and important people. But for now, we take a break, and when we come back, the show continues.
Whatever the skies bring, stay prepared with TTT Weather. Committed, accurate, relevant.
Every client deserves expertise, integrity, and guidance they can trust. At Camino Realty International, we deliver integrated real estate solutions, sales, rentals, property management, and project development. Driven by excellence, transparency, and innovation, we protect value, create opportunity, and build lasting success. Because real estate isn't just about buildings. For more information on our services, log on to CaminoRealty.com or follow us on social media at Camino Realty TT. Camino Realty International, elevating lives one property at a time.
The Emancipation Support Committee of Trinidad and Tobago presents IWA Africa 2026, A Flair for Freedom, a fashion odyssey weaving African consciousness through style. Directed by Richard Young at the Winifred Atwell Auditorium, Queen's Hall, St. Anne's. Sunday, 7th June 2026. 4 p.m. Prelude, 5 p.m. Presentation, 7 p.m. Pavilion. Igniting African consciousness, dismantling colonial legacies. A flair for freedom. IWA Africa 2026.
Bestie lagi. Wala kitna ka? This one is only 1,31,900 rupees. क्या बात कर रहे हो यार? 1,31,900 रुपए का फोन? इतने में तो हमारे यहाँ एक शादी, 2 मुंडन और पूरे मोहल्ले के बच्चों का हैप्पी बर्थडे हो जाता है, वो भी ऑर्केस्ट्रा के
There are a number of risk factors for heart disease, so a lot of attention has to be put towards preventive cardiology. What can we do to reduce the burden due to all these risk factors? Hypertension, diabetes, cholesterol, need to stop cigarette smoking, you gotta get people exercising.
Be viewing Caribbean Medical TV on this station.
As Trinidad and Tobago celebrates 181 years of East Indian arrival, many of the traditions brought by our ancestors continue to live on through music, culture, and community. The National Council of Indian Culture has long played a major role in preserving that heritage, and this year's Grand Cultural Program promises an evening of reflection, celebration, and cultural pride under the theme, The Toil of Our Ancestors, Our Identity Today. Well, joining us today is a man who has dedicated years not only to cultural preservation, but also to music and the arts. He is a respected musician, cultural contributor, and director on the board of the NCIC, helping to keep Indo-Trinidadian traditions alive for future generations. We're joined now by Mr. Madan Makoon. Good morning, Madan. How are you?
Namaste, Sitaraman. Good morning.
Namaste.
I'm fine, thank you.
Yes, thank you for joining us on the day before Indian Arrival Day 2026. Yes. I know you're getting ready for the Grand Cultural Program, but before we get there, I want to ask you about your work. You've been involved in both music and cultural work over the years. So tell us a brief bit about your journey and your passion for preserving Indo-Trinidadian culture.
Sure. My journey started at childhood. I got involved in the local classical music, which is an indigenous form of music that started here in Trinidad that had many elements of Indian music and fused Indian music from India. So it allowed me to really appreciate and understand the genesis of music and where it came from. And as my experience deepened and I started to get more involved in culture and heritage, it started to get more involved in things like language, things like the culinary arts and all different aspects of culture, and really allowed me to see the broad spectrum of what Indian heritage was. So from that really came a passion to continue to develop and to continue to contribute towards the preservation of that culture.
Now, as a musician, how do you think music has helped to keep Indian traditions and heritage alive in Trinidad and Tobago over the generations?
So music is definitely important, and I think, music is a form of expression that, sometimes we think that, music is just entertainment, but it's beyond entertainment. It is definitely a form of expression that allows us to be able to go beyond our physical or mental capacities and experience something beyond that. So music allows us to experience happiness, sadness, all of the features and all of the expressions and emotions that were brought with the ancestors as they journeyed towards, coming to Trinidad and coming through that toil of, indentureship.
Now, over the years, how have you seen Indo-Trinidadian culture evolve, especially among the younger generations? Because in your role with the NCIC, there's a lot of young people involved. Sure. So tell us about that.
So music has evolved especially, and culture has evolved. We have had so many different changes to the way we approach things in Trinidad. We have evolved in the way we look at music, for example. So, the Indo-Trinidadian musical identity is different to that of India. So we would have developed the local classical music here, which is indigenous to Trinidad. And from that, we would have also created chutney. And then from chutney came the soca chutney and so on. So it is continually evolving. There are always new ideas, new approaches to different things. And it allows the youth to have a new form of expression as well. Culture is not stagnant. So it continues to grow and develop as we grow and develop as a people.
Now, in your role with the NCIC, what has that experience been like, and why do you believe organizations like the NCIC remain important today?
Sure. The NCIC, I mean, has been a very humbling experience for me because as someone who has been involved in culture, been involved in music and the preservation of music and culture, it allows me to serve at a national level, to be able to contribute at a national level. And the NCIC does not alone bring, the expression of song and dance or musical expressions. We look at various aspects, whether it be academic expressions via conferences. We have an art and photography exhibition on display right now at the NCIC. And there are various aspects of culture and heritage that we look at, and we look at preserving. So it's a broad spectrum of various things, and I'm really excited and very honored to be part of the NCIC and its contribution to heritage.
Now, Indian Arrival Day is always a deeply emotional and a reflective time for a lot of people during this period. What does this occasion mean personally to you?
Well, it's a time of reflection. It's a time of looking back and looking at the toils of our ancestors. It is looking at the challenges that they faced and the struggles that they went through in bringing a civilization of people and giving them an identity, in a country where we have, a multitude of different races and, cultures, and we have to really look at the impact that they made. We have to look at the various things that they contributed to on the national level, whether it be contributing to music, culture, politics, the culinary arts, and so on. So it's really a point of reflection and also looking forward to see, where do we go from here? How do we develop ourselves as people, and really looking at the whole identity as an individual, and how looking back and looking forward, we can bridge the gap and really understand where we came from and where we're going.
So let's talk about the program taking place this weekend. The NCIC is hosting its Grand Cultural Program. I believe the theme is called The Toil of Ancestors, Our Identity Today. So tell us about the inspiration behind this event, the theme, and what we can expect.
So the theme really is about, additionally, like I said before, is about reflection. Looking at the toils of our ancestors, what they would have gone through in the past, and really reflecting and understanding that we have had individuals who would have contributed significantly to the development of our people and our nation and our identity, as a people. And we must really pause and really understand that these are people who took the time and effort to contribute to us as a society and us as individuals. So the theme itself really focuses on that. The cultural program aspect really focuses on the various aspects of culture that would have, emanated from India. Some of them would have emanated from India, like the Biraha and the Chautal and so on. But it also looks at ways of developing or enforcing the various forms of culture that was developed here in Trinidad. So we will have various forms of cultural expression. So we will have the chutney, we will have the tasa, which originally came from Maharashtra, and as tasha in Maharashtra, and in Trinidad it became tasa. We had the development of chutney and so on, and all of these areas. So all of these art forms will be showcased. So it allows, the youth who are available now to come and partake and be part of these programs. So they are very aware of what the identity of Indian culture is and all of the various forms of cultural expression.
Okay, so when is this taking place?
So it's taking place tomorrow at the NCIC, Bishram Gopi Bhawan, and it will be from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m.
5 p.m. tomorrow.
Tomorrow, correct.
Yes, and where can we get more information about this?
So you could check on the NCIC social media pages as well as the NCIC website.
All right, and you want to give us a sneak peek of some of the performances, can you, or is it going to be a surprise?
Sure. We'll have performances by Nisha Ramkisoon, Vijay Ramkisoon, We will have the Sanskritic Sangam as well being involved. We have various artists being involved in many roles. I myself will be doing a performance as well.
Yeah.
Yes. So
Okay. You want to tell us about that performance? What can we expect?
Sure, sure. What I do, I'm also a composer. So what I did, I composed a couple songs related to the indentureship journey, right? So one of the songs, for example, is Dukhwa More Bhaiya. Dukhwa More Bhaiya is a song that was created to really express the expression of brothers in indentureship, because we know, we have this term called Jahaji Bhai.
Yes.
And it's a very beautiful term, because Jahaji Bhai means the brotherhood of the boat. And we have many, we have brothers coming together, people of different castes, people of different religions, coming together in that journey of Jahaji Bhai. And that song really expresses, that journey of the brotherhood, of these individuals who have traversed, that journey.
So your piece is centered around that idea.
Correct, yes. It
Oh,
is.
that sounds very exciting.
Yes.
All right, so thank you for the sneak peeks on that. So again, the information is available on the NCIC Facebook page.
Yes, it is.
So what's next for NCIC? Would you like to tell us what's coming up for the rest of the year, perhaps?
Sure, we are working on Diwali Nagar, which is always our, featured event for the year. And that features, many aspects of culture as well, on display. And it allows, individuals, in Trinidad and abroad to come and, visit and understand various aspects of Hindu culture, especially, because it's focused at that point in time about Diwali. And it will also feature many aspects of culture again, a broad spectrum of performances from many individuals, and we're really looking forward to a mega event this year as well.
So, Madan, in your opinion, what do you think the ancestors would think if they could see Indo-Caribbean culture and our communities today more than 180 years after their arrival?
I think they would be very proud that we have evolved into a people where we have a definite national identity. We have an individual identity within that national identity, and we are able to effectively communicate and contribute on the national level. And really, put together our identity as a people and put it on display. And that is what the NCIC stands for. It allows for individuals to experience what the Indian identity is and the struggles and toils that they have gone through, and really not glossing it over, and really looking at it and in detail and putting it on display for the world, so that we could put that identity forward and say that this is what we went through as a people.
So what's your message to Trinidad and Tobago for Indian Arrival Day, Madan?
So I would like to say, Indian Arrival Day, for me personally, and my message would relate to that, is a very deeply personal one. It is about reflection. It's about understanding, where we have come from and where we are going as a people, And we have contributed significantly. The Indian identity and the Indian diaspora has contributed significantly to, the ethos and the very core of what the Trinidadian identity is, regardless of if it is from a culinary perspective, from the political scene, from the various aspects of, culture and life in general. And the general idea to me should be that we should be able to reflect and think about where we have come from and where we are going.
I love that. Thank you for sharing this morning with us, Madan. We're looking forward to tomorrow. It is the Grand Cultural Program taking place at the Diwali Nagar.
Yes.
And that is actually the NCIC Nagar, Shagonas.
Correct.
And it is tomorrow, Saturday, 30th May, from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. All the information is on the screen for you. You can, of course, get the information at the NCIC page or on the NCIC Facebook page as well. Well, the time now, 6:56 on Trinidad and and Tobago Today. We get ready to take a break, then Carrie's up next with a major network news. Coming up inside the next hour, baby Susan joins us. Yeah, Susan Mohib, she is in the building. She's going to be with us performing a dance and, of course, so much more on the special occasion of Indian Arrival Day while celebrating Indian Arrival Day on Trinidad and Tobago today.
The soil, sleeping within the spirit of Tobago. Something awakens. On Friday, 29th May, Tobago Carnival 2026 awakens. Awaken to the sounds of mud, mass, music. From 4 p.m., the Pigeon Point Heritage Park transforms into the heartbeat of the island for the official launch of Tobago Carnival 2026. Witness the sunset ignite the sky as rhythm, color, and pure bacchanal energy consume the night. This is not just the launch. This is the awakening. Feel it, live it, be there. Tobago Carnival 2026. Mud, mass, music.
The plays that shake the arenas. The stories that move a nation. From football to cricket, track to tennis, every win, every rivalry, every headline. This is where Trinidad and Tobago come for sports.
TTT Sports with Nasira Mohammed, daily at 7 p.m.
Tobago Carnival is turning 5 and the awakening begins live this Friday, 29th May from 7 p.m. Tune in to TTT and TTT Live online on YouTube and Facebook for the official launch of Tobago Carnival 2026. The Awakening live from Pigeon Point Heritage Park. Experience the rhythm, the steam pan, the mass, and explosive performances from Tobago Soca Titans, Calypso Monarch Champions, and more. The official launch of Tobago Carnival 2026, Friday, 29th May from 7 p.m. live on TTT and at TTT Live online. This is mud, mass, and music. This is Awakening.
There are a number of risk factors for heart disease, so a lot of attention has to be put towards preventing cardiology. What can we do to reduce the burden due to all these risk factors? Hypertension, diabetes, cholesterol, need to stop cigarette smoking, you gotta get people exercising.
Be viewing Caribbean Medical TV on this station.
Good morning, this is your CDT News Update. I'm Carrie Roberts, making the news at this time. Minister of Agriculture and Fisheries Ravi Ratiram has praised the essential role women play throughout the agricultural value chain, highlighting their significant contributions to strengthening food security in Trinidad and Tobago.
It was just yesterday we posted a picture of women in agriculture, and that one picture that we posted yesterday on our ministry's website, the statistics and the analytics would have shown that that picture has gotten the most traction. Is how our country respect and appreciate our women in agriculture.
Speaking at a special Mother's Day event at the Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries head office on Thursday, Minister Ravi Ratiram underscored the remarkable impact of women in agriculture.
Across Trinidad and Tobago, women are farmers, agro-processors, entrepreneurs, researchers, extension officers, administrators, educators, and community leaders, helping to strengthen the resilience and productivity of our agricultural sector.
The minister also acknowledged the dual responsibilities many women carry, balancing professional duties with unpaid care and domestic work. Contributions, he said, are often under-recognized but deeply significant. In more news, former Attorney General Anand Ramlugan, SC, has secured a landmark court victory in Belize on behalf of respected independent journalist and social activist Jeremy Enriquez, succeeding against both the government of Belize and its Judicial and Legal Service Commission. The case centers on a complaint of judicial misconduct and a 7-month delay by the Judicial and Legal Services. Justice Martha Alexander was critical in her ruling, noting the commission in responding that, quote, the conduct of the Commission was intentionally minimalistic against the spirit of the pre-action protocols. It left Mr. Enriquez in a state of limbo, end quote. The complaint arose after a judge was allegedly overheard making prejudicial comments during the lunch break while the case was ongoing.
He had forgotten to mute his microphone, and he was overheard saying some rather prejudicial and unprofessional things about Mr. Enriquez, the case, and myself, as a result of which a complaint of judicial misconduct was filed. The Judicial and Legal Service Commission in Belize took 7 months and did not make a decision on that complaint.
The High Court found that the Commission's responses were not just slow, but legally inadequate. Justice Alexander ruled that, open quote, the Commission did not comply. For a proper preliminary response, the Commission breached the pre-action protocol, end quote. The court rejected the state's attempt to have Enriquez pay costs and instead ordered the Attorney General in Belize and the JLSC to cover his legal fees.
Of course, this is the latest victory for Mr. Enriquez in what is a marathon journey for justice to ensure that the democracy of Belize is strengthened, and they do in fact undertake an urgent review of the constituency boundaries in Belize.
In sport now, the Trinidad and Tobago Premier Football League Tier 2 Division 1 title will be decided this evening when the Trinidad and Tobago Police FC face off against Queen's Park. Police FC currently sit top of the standings on 41 points, with second place Queen's Park trailing by 3 points on 38. In order to win the title, Queen's Park will have to defeat their opponents by 4 clear goals. Their match is carded for a kickoff time of 7:30 p.m. at the police barracks in St. James. And that's what's making the news at this time. When we come back, it's hour number 2 of Trinidad and Tobago Today.
Since 1972, one sound has been living in the heart of Trinidad and Tobago, the longest running radio station in the nation.
We're your holiday soundtrack, whether it's on your day off, long drives, or house lions. We are always sweet.
This is music with meaning, music with memories.
Music that feels like home.
And it's not just the songs, it's the voices you trust, personalities you've grown with.
Laughter that sounds familiar. This isn't just radio, it's tradition. It's memories. It's part of who we are.
Sweet 100.1 FM, the rhythm of our identity, part of your family.
Always 100, guide you on your way. Sweet 100.
Every client deserves expertise, integrity, and guidance they can trust. At Camino Realty International, we deliver integrated real estate solutions, sales, rentals, property management, and project development. Driven by excellence, transparency, and innovation, we protect value, create opportunity, and build lasting success. Because real estate isn't just about buildings. For more information on our services, log on to CaminoRealty.com or follow us on social media at Camino Realty TT. Camino Realty International, elevating lives one property at a time.
Your news, anytime, anywhere. Join us nightly at 7. TTT News. Committed, accurate, relevant.
क्या बात करता है यार? गणपति ने तेरे सामने आके तुझसे बात की? और नहीं तो क्या? गणपति जी मेरे सामने आए और मेरे कान में बोले कि अजय, अगर तू अपनी मम्मी को खुश देखना चाहता है, तो आज ही अपने डैडी के स्टूडियो जा उनका हाथ पकड़ और उनसे अपनी मम्मी की शादी के बारे में बात कर। बाकी सब मैं संभाल लूंगा।
वो सब संभाल सकते हैं यार, वो तो भगवान है, कुछ भी कर सकते हैं।
इसीलिए तो मैं
फिर सनम माना फिर सनम माना ओ इससे पहले नहीं ठहरे रहना वहीं आ जाना अभी नहीं जब मैं कहूँ।
For over 4 decades, Suzanne Mohib has dedicated her life to preserving Indian classical dance and Indo-Caribbean culture. From the stage to the classroom, she has become one of Trinidad and Tobago's most respected cultural ambassadors, using dance to honor ancestral traditions, inspire future generations, and of course, keep the legacy of Indo-Caribbean heritage alive. Good morning to Suzanne G. Srimati Suzanne Mohib. Good morning, Auntie. How are you?
Good.
Now, what first inspired your love for Indian classical dance?
Starting off my career at the age of 3, I think at a very early age, I felt like I had done it all. I had performed through the country, I had performed internationally, and I thought of something more. I knew I wanted to actually make more contributions to education, and I think that came from my father being a retired principal of the Finispark Government School, and that was a desire that was always in me. So coming from this background of education and dance, I knew the only way that I can do it is through learning structure and learning through education and dance.
Yeah. Now, for a long time, and even still, you're known as Baby Suzanne, and I don't think that name will ever leave you. And that simply means that you are absolutely ingrained in the hearts of people, not just across Trinidad and Tobago, but in the world. On the screen right now, we're seeing one of your performances with your group. Tell us, what's the name of your group?
My group is the SSL Suzanne Mohib Dance Company.
Yeah. Now, why is preserving the Indo-Caribbean culture through dance so important to you?
It's important because it makes up who we are as a society. And if you go back into history and we look at how the Indians arrived in the Caribbean, it's extremely important to preserve that history, to preserve the culture, to preserve everything that makes us a society, and also to make us also very strong women.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, how has dance helped to shape your journey both personally and professionally?
Oh, it's a beautiful journey. I mean, it's one of the things that has helped me grow, has helped me actually become more grounded, has helped me become, you know, very confident in who I am and what I do, and to also become very confident being an artist.
Now, you continue to shape and mold, especially in the field of dance, so many young people, young women across not just Trinidad and Tobago, but also the Caribbean. So what message do you hope that young dancers and future generations will take away from your work?
I want them to continue believing in your dreams. I want you to continue reaching out. I want you to also have a great balance, because if it's not there, one can overshadow the other. So always make sure that what you believe in, you have a very good balance in what you do going forward.
Now, what's next for Suzanne G?
At the present, I am working on a concert of my 20th year anniversary of my band, Sargam.
Wow.
That is happening on the 27th of June at the Centrepoint Mall. And for those of you who know that I am also into singing as well, that happened later into my career. So we are celebrating that event. I am launching formally my son, Ajneesh Mohib. Yes, guys, I'm a mom. I have 2 kids. My daughter is an excellent pianist. My husband is also a lecturer at the University of Trinidad and Tobago. We both are very much involved in the education of dance and music. But this mega show is happening, and I'm so happy to bring him on board with the band and my daughter, who will now be young ambassadors going forward into the future.
Absolutely, carrying it on for generations
to come. Yes.
Now you will be performing for us this morning. Tell us what you will be performing.
So I chose this morning to do a folk piece because it represents so much of our culture here in Trinidad, and it's called Ghumar. And the thing about Ghumar is it's a traditional Rajasthani folk dance originating in Rajasthan, and our ancestors came from different parts of India. And this dance actually celebrates womanhood, the beauty and the confidence, exactly what I'm speaking about.
Yeah.
You know, so Ghumar is a very celebratory dance that actually honors our women in Trinidad and Tobago.
Right. Thank you very much. Well, presenting to you Trinidad and Tobago today, performing for us this morning, Ghumar. Here's Srimati Suzanne Mohib.
Our
TTT Weather with Zaina James, daily at 7 p.m.
Bestie लगी वो वाला कितने का है? This one is only 1,31,900 rupees.
ये क्या बात कर रहे हो यार? 1,31,900 रुपए का फोन? इतने में तो हमारे यहाँ एक शादी, 2 मुंडन और पूरे मोहल्ले के बच्चों का हैप्पी बर्थडे हो जाता है, वो भी ऑर्केस्ट्रा के साथ।
Since 1972, one sound has been living in the heart of Trinidad and Tobago, the longest running radio station in the nation.
We're your holiday soundtrack. Whether it's on your day off,
long drives, or house limes,
we are always sweet.
This is music with meaning, music with memories.
Music that feels like home.
And it's not just the songs, it's the voices you trust, personalities you've grown with.
Laughter that sounds familiar.
This isn't just radio, it's tradition.
It's memories.
It's part of who we are.
Sweet 100.1 FM, the rhythm of our identity, part of your family.
Always 100, guide you on your way. Sweet 100, sweet 100.
What if possibility was only the beginning? Welcome to Limitless, a journey where ideas become action and action becomes impact. From breaking barriers and challenging misconceptions to designing with dignity and driving innovation with heart. This series explores how inclusion is moving from concept to community in Trinidad and Tobago. Across each episode, we meet the change makers and everyday leaders turning challenges into opportunity, building real solutions that change real lives, from possibility to impact. This is Limitless.
Minutes after 7 o'clock on Trinidad and Tobago today. Thank you so much for being a part of the show on this very special edition of TNT Today. Well, last week I had the honor and privilege of sitting down with the members of the Ganesh Kirtan Chautal group of Siparia. Now, this is one of the oldest woman-led traditional music groups in Trinidad and Tobago. And here's how that went. Tobago celebrates Indian Arrival Day 2026. We remember the rich traditions the Indian ancestors brought with them when they arrived here in 1845, especially the music. Over the generations, those bhajans, wedding songs, chautal, and folk traditions evolved into a unique Indo-Trinidadian sound and cultural identity of our own. Now, one group helping to preserve that legacy is the Ganesh Kirtan Chautal group of Mendez Village, Siparia, founded around 1964 and recognized as one of the oldest woman-led traditional music groups in Trinidad and Tobago. Today we speak with the members of the group as well as the founder. They're here with us on Trinidad and Tobago today. Good morning, Auntie Taram, Auntie Sande, and Auntie Sumintra. How are you this morning?
Fine, thank you. Yeah.
A long journey from South Trinidad. Yeah. So this morning we want to talk a little bit about the group. Now, this is one of the oldest groups and still in existence today. So I want you to tell me how the Ganesh Kirtan group came into being.
Well, it come with Chautal.
Right.
And so with Chautal, we started coming down going Mastada. And when we started, we meet this person. He's a beat drum the Harry Mahabir. And he asked us to come to make record.
Yeah. So a group of you started singing.
Yeah.
So this is in 1960s.
Yeah.
And you were in that group back then as well.
Yeah.
Right. So it was, you said you had gone into that family.
Yes, yeah.
Right. So it was how many ladies the group started with?
Well, it's a good bit, about 14, 15. But for the Bastard, it was 5 of us went.
Right.
4 brother wife and a cousin wife was the drummer.
And then from there, everything just take off.
Yeah.
And then you became very popular.
Yeah.
Now, since then, you have recorded quite a few albums. I saw some LPs as well. What kind of music does the group sing?
Well, we sing Chota. We used to sing a wedding song, but on a Friday night, we go sing. And what again?
Bhajans.
Bhajan, yes.
Yeah.
We go in temple and sing and thing, yeah.
Yeah. So now the ladies group, how many of you in this group? Is it 7?
Yeah, so this Master actually just say don't no more than 7.
Right, because you have some performances for Indian Arrival.
But it have more, but with 7 we take for right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So knowing that you created such a big part of the Indo-Trinidadian music legacy, how you feel about that?
I'm good.
Good? Yeah, so I'm sure you hear your music playing all over, and your music is so immortalized. We see it on YouTube, we see it as soundtracks for many different things. I'm pretty sure that you feel very proud about it. And now you have the younger members of the group who carrying on this. So how do you feel about that, Auntie?
Feeling good about it.
Yeah. So now you used to sing wedding songs, right? And I would have remembered in my studies of the late great Sunur Pupu that he started singing with his mom going to weddings. And he said I used to take a dance up with my mom, and that is how he started to sing as well. So wedding singing was a big part of when the ancestors came and all the traditional music as well. And then it eventually, when they had weddings in the 1960s, 70s, you all used to perform. So what weddings used to be like back then?
A long time ago, better than how now.
Better than then.
Yeah.
So what is one of your favorite songs to perform? You don't have a favorite? No favorite? What about you, Auntie Samde?
Like what?
Which one is it? Which is your favorite song to perform with the group?
Well, everything we sing, we like everything.
You love all? You don't have a favorite song? No. At least choose one favorite.
Well, we used to love Chowtal.
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 So Pagwa time is a very busy time for you as well. Yeah. So now you are 88 years old and you are still performing with this group. Yeah. Well, aunties, we are so happy that you are here with us this morning. We know that you'll also have a little performance for us. I did request a very special song, and I know that you will be doing that one. And that one is called Abcholia. You could tell us a little bit about that song? You remember when you used to perform that back then?
Yeah.
Do you remember?
Well, that, when you say cholia, that means emperor.
Ah, I see. So back then, the ladies used to have some very interesting songs, and then they used to go and sing this at weddings.
So when you're wet up now, you're
sweating.
Yeah,
Wow.
feeling good. So when you call God is Banwari, that means Krishna.
Ah.
You know, like anything we do is, oh God. You know, why this happened.
A lot of the music as well had elements of, you know, referring to God. Well, thank you, aunties, for being here with us this morning. We have a performance coming up from you, and we know that you'll be performing Abcholia and also a little medley for us. So we want to say thank you for making the drive all the way from Siparia to join us on Trinidad and Tobago today as we celebrate Indian Arrival Day 2026.
Yeah.
a special moment to have these ladies with us, the Ganesh Kirtan Chautal group. Definitely was an experience, and thank you for being here. Well, the TTT Limited, that is, will be live from Tobago tonight for the Carnival Awakening, the launch, officially kicking off Tobago Carnival 2026 and its milestone 5th anniversary celebrations. From Pigeon Point Heritage Park, viewers can expect an exciting showcase of music, culture, and color, featuring performances from the Soca Titans, the Calypso Monarch headline acts, and traditional cultural displays. Coverage begins at 7 p.m. immediately following the news. And if you caught our interview with Tobago Festivals Commission CEO Kun Kawan on TTT's morning show, you know this year's theme, The Awakening, promises a bigger, bolder celebration of Tobago's signature spirit of mud, mass, and music. As official national media partner, TTT is proud to bring the excitement live to audiences across Trinidad and Tobago and beyond. Well, it's time now for us to tap in with Next 99.1 FM, where the energy is always high and the momentum never drops. This is The Link Up, and we're checking in to see how the shift is treating them and what's happening on their side of the show.
You hear that? Woo! The new class. The new class. Next level of radio. Wake up! This is The Link Up with Next 99.1 FM.
All right, Fro and Shaq, good morning. Happy Friday.
Virmala, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Well, I heard that you missed me last week, Friday.
Listen, I got your tickets in the mail, but it came a little late to go to Orlando. But, you know, they were hating on me. Shaq didn't want me to go. So Shaq said I can't do that if he doesn't get a ticket. So I couldn't.
I just didn't want it to go through. I
don't understand that. I spend my money, you know, and so am I going to be refunded? What's happening here?
No, Shaq said that's your punishment for not taking all of us.
Okay.
Well, why are we not in Tobago? That's my question. Why are we not all there right now? What time are you heading across?
Not yet. Not
yet. Okay,
Yeah,
so when are you going?
Later on, afternoon period.
Oh, I see.
No,
well,
we're just like 15 minutes away via the airline.
Okay, well, you know, Shaka, I'm starting to think that Fro has some sort of airline connection because
yeah, he do.
Fro on planes.
Yeah, yes, he do.
Who knows?
So how's your Friday morning, guys?
Friday morning's filled with great music, energy. The vibes level is on 100. And of course, as you mentioned there with the Tobago, the activity taking place in Tobago, definitely we're looking forward to the launch of Tobago Carnival 2026. It's 5 years we celebrated, you know.
That's right.
99.1, we're there from inception. 5 years we're celebrating mud, mass, and music. And of course, this year's theme is This is the Awakening.
Yeah, this is definitely the awakening. What are you looking forward to most? Is it the mud, the mass, or the music?
I can give you a little sneak peek of what I'm listening for. Shaq, if you can just pull it from top. Listen to this. Listen what I'm looking forward to, Virmala. Listen what I'm looking forward to. Listen, huh?
Oh my God.
Does that answer your question?
Question answered. Consider
okay, say no more.
Consider it answered. Shaq, what are you looking forward to most?
I just looking for the vibes. I looking for the people to enjoy themselves. That's what I looking for. I just looking for a good time. And to just have fun, you know.
Okay. Shaq, I find you a little quiet this morning. I feel like that was Fro mean to you.
Fro always mean to me.
Oh.
If he want to be honest, I don't feel I can take it anymore. So I'll ask for a chance.
Let's unpack this today, guys. You know, since we are here, we're all together. Fro, why are you mean to Shaq?
Yeah. No, it's just I guess, what can I say? Shaq is just being Shaq, you know.
All right. Okay.
And what is being Shaq?
This. Exactly this.
I feel like I am intruding here. I honestly feel like I'm intruding. Well, gentlemen, today on our show, we've been celebrating Indian Arrival Day. That's tomorrow. So it's not a long weekend, but it's still a day that we continue to celebrate, of course, because of all the contributions of the East Indian community and, of course, heritage and all of that culture. We're keeping it alive on Trinidad and Tobago Today and TTT. So I'm sure you've been catching some of the show, and it's been really good.
Yes, and I love the outfit. You look amazing.
Thank you very much. We are matching today.
Yeah, the colors. Watch it green with the green, the yellow with. Hey.
See.
Bro, they don't know, you know. They don't know. They really. I feel like Shaq. I'm really sorry, Shaq. Shaq, I will make this up to you. I will, next week I will be nicer to you instead. Speaking of next week, I do believe we have a holiday that's coming up. Am I right?
Yes.
That is tomorrow? No.
No.
Tomorrow.
Next week, I believe is it Thursday?
Thursday, I believe, is a holiday, yes.
Yes. And then we have a long weekend coming up next month.
That's on the
4th.
Yeah. Shaq, you don't even know when is the holiday. Oh,
no,
my.
No, I know it have a holiday tomorrow.
You know what that means, Fro? It means that Shaq works every single day. He's a hard worker.
Correct.
It doesn't matter, holiday or not, Shaq is always on duty.
If you say
All right. Thank you, gentlemen, for being here with me on the Link Up. I will see you next Friday where we do this all over again.
Wonderful. Have a great day.
All right. Have a great day. Bye.
Thank you so much, Virmala. Yes.
That was the Link Up with Next 99.1 FM.
You hear that? Woo! The new class. Next level of radio. Wake up! This is the Link Up with Next 99.1 FM.
Being connected, it means a lot because, first of all, you can't do this by yourself.
When you have your phone, you always have somebody at your side. I could call for help, anything going like,
You know, I'm giving children the opportunity to experience outside of their neighborhood.
Digital is kind of a comfort, you feel good that people in your lives are always able to be contacted.
I was with the other network and I was having problems, so I joined Digicel and I never regretted it.
Since 1972, one sound has been living in the heart of Trinidad and Tobago, the longest running radio station in the nation.
We're your holiday soundtrack, whether it's on your day off,
long drives, or house lives.
We are always sweet.
This is music with meaning, music with memories.
Music that feels like home.
And it's not just the songs, it's the voices you trust, personalities you've grown with.
Laughter that sounds familiar.
This isn't just radio, it's tradition.
It's memories. It's part of who we are.
Sweet 100.1 FM, the rhythm of our identity, part of your family.
Always 100, guide you on your way. Sweet 100.
किसी भी इंसान की जिंदगी में वो दिन वो पल सबसे ज्यादा खुशगवार होता है जब उसका बेटा उसकी जिम्मेदारियां बांटने लगे, उसकी कुर्सी पर बैठे। वाकई आज मुझे मालूम पड़ा कि एक जवान बेटे का बाप होने में कितनी खुशी।
बड़े दिल और मन दोनों कह रहे हैं कि आपके चरण छूए।
Thank you. I love you, buddy. Love you too, बेटा।
ये सनसेट्स मुझे हमेशा उदास कर देते हैं। देखते देखते ये खूबसूरत रंग अंधेरे में खो जाते हैं।
हाँ, ताकि एक नया सूरज फिर से निकले, क्योंकि after every sunset there is a sunrise, एक नया दिन, एक नई उम्मीद, एक नई शुरुआत।
मेरे नाल भंगड़ा पाले, मेरे नाल that's the way it's gonna go. मेरे नाल गिद्दा पाले, मेरे नाल like I said before. मेरे नाल भंगड़ा पाले, मेरे नाल गिद्दा पाले, आजा सुनिए हीरिए।
Welcome back to Trinidad and Tobago today on TTT, a special Indian Arrival Day show. Well, last week we also had the honor and privilege of having a sit down with Anthony Batson. Now, I'm pretty sure you know the voice. It sounds very similar to that of the late, great Sundar Popo, another icon in Indo-Caribbean culture. This morning we have Anthony Batson with his group, The Dynamics, also accompanied by Cherish R. Indian Arrival Day 2026 is here, and we continue to honor the music and the culture brought by the Indian ancestors and how it evolved into the unique sound that we know today. Well, joining me this morning, Trinidadian artist Anthony Batson, known for performing bhajans, filmy music and chutney, and especially recognized for his striking vocal resemblance to the late, great Sundar Popo, one of the founding fathers of chutney music in the Caribbean. And through his performances, Anthony continues to keep the spirit of traditional chutney music alive for a new generation. Hi, Anthony. Welcome to the show. Thank you for being here.
It's my honor.
So, Anthony, how long have you been singing and performing music professionally?
I've been singing from the very, very tender age, approximately 18 years ago.
Wow.
But I was a primary school student in Orange Valley Government School. So I take the chance to big up my former teacher, Miss Virmala Balkaran. She saw the talent in me at a very tender age, and she was willing to go the extra mile into having this product named Anthony Batson today.
Now, you sing not just filmy songs, but bhajans and also chutney music. What inspired you to sing all of these genres at the same time?
As a child, this genre of music inspired me. It was something in the music that drew me towards the music. And I would find myself going to my neighbor's home just to be a part of the music. And of course, later on in primary school, my teacher would have recognized that very early, Miss Virmala Balkaran. And we did Hindi because they introduced Hindi to the syllabus back in 2004. And I learned a bit of Hindi in primary school. Later on, she explained to me, Bats, if you want to expand your studies, join Mandir, which I joined the Upper Makbeen Hindu Mandir, the late great Paridosh, and he would have given me the little coaching I needed into becoming the bhajan singer. So I was a part of a bhajan group from a very, very early age as well. So, but it's a music that I genuinely love. And it was different back then. It was very weird, but they always say follow your heart and follow your dreams.
Yeah.
And definitely I am still following my dreams and living my dreams today.
Definitely. Now, out of all the types of music that you perform, which kind is your favorite?
Well, of course, it would be bhajans.
And what's your favorite bhajan to perform?
Kahachapeho Ajaram.
Yeah. So this art form was brought from India by the ancestors, brought to Trinidad, and over the years it evolved into what we know today. And now you are part of that legacy. You are carrying that on. And how does it feel now that people say your voice is very similar to that of the late great Sundar Popo?
Well, for me, it's my voice, and I'm not trying to imitate Sundar Popo. That's my natural voice. Sundar Popo is one of the greatest singers ever passed through Trinidad and Tobago. I think he did a lot for us here. And of course, to be compared to Sundar Popo is a great honor by itself. So it's something to feel good about, but it doesn't give me a whole pass to beat my chest and feel like I'm the best or I'm better than anybody else.
Yeah. And when did you first realize, or people realize, that you sound like Sundar Popo?
I was asked to perform Your Mother's Love at Covert Junior Secondary. And the teachers asked me, are you lip singing? And I was like, no, I'm actually singing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then after that, everything just took off.
Just took off.
Yeah. Though you do a lot of traditional chutney music as well. You have a band. It's called the Dynamics Band. Tell us a little bit about the band.
The band formed in 2012, right after I took part in Mastana Bahar. But the very, very same Sundar Popo song, Nani and Nana. A lot of the members who was there with myself and a lot of the temple members, we are accustomed singing bhajans because originally from a bhajan group. We decided that we want to branch off and try the Bollywood and the local chutney, and we wanted a bit of a change.
Now, before we go, Anthony, what do you hope that the younger generations who are coming up now really take away from traditional chutney music and the legacy left behind, like from pioneers like Sundar Popo? And now you are part of that legacy.
It's part of our culture. Once you're born in Trinidad, traditional chutney, bhajans, all genres of music that we are responsible. Even the steel pan here, that's part of our culture. And I would always say, no matter what race or denomination, I would ask everyone, anybody to listen to traditional. Because if I was to travel to Europe or United States, I'll be proud to sing a bhajan, I'll be proud to sing a chutney, I'll be proud to sing a calypso. So it's a Trini thing. To me, it's a Trini thing. Yes, it was brought here from India, but it's we thing as well. It's a Trini thing. So once it's a Trini thing and you live here, you should be proud of it. And of course, for the young ones who looking on, no matter your race, no matter where you're from, be proud that this is part of our culture here in Trinidad and Tobago.
Anthony, I want to thank you very much for being part of Trinidad and Tobago today as we celebrate Indian Arrival Day 2026. Well, Anthony and his band, The Dynamics, they are here to perform for us this morning. Take that in.
ओ नजरिया लो भाई ले जाए अरे मन तीर जी ओ नजरिया आई नजरिया ओ नजरिया लो भाई ले जाए मन नजरिया ओ नजरिया ओ नजरिया ओ नजरिया लो भाई मोहनवा निकल गईले हो रंगदा के मोहनवा निकल गईले हो शाम निकल गईले हो ओ निकल गईले हो रंगदा के मोह ओ निकल गईले हो रंगदा के मोह ओ निकल गईले हो रंगदा नजरिया में धूम मचावे रामा धूम मचावे सत्यन की होल खिलावे रामा होल खिलावे हरे जुली जपुरा निकल गए हो ओ निकल गए हो रंगदा ओ निकल गए हो रंगदा ओ निकल गए हो रंगदा निकल गए हो शाम निकल गए हो ओ निकल गए हो रंगदा ओ निकल गए हो
Thank you very much, Anthony Batson and group. That final song popularized by also the late, great Anand Yankaran. As we continue to celebrate Indo-Caribbean culture on Trinidad and Tobago today, imagine taking a journey back in time to when the first East Indian indentured laborers arrived on Trinidad soil to work on the sugarcane plantations. Now, that's the experience Form 1 students of the Faizabad Secondary School received during a visit to the Mud House Museum on Wednesday. Our journalist Nicole Dookie and our cameraman Rajnath Alal were there to bring back this story.
As they disembarked their maxi taxi, or in this case the Fatal Razak, the students of the Faizabad Secondary School had their immigration forms stamped at the gate of the plantation. At the Mudhouse Museum in Faizabad, visitors get a chance to experience a day in the life of an indentured laborer. After a formal greeting by plantation owner Rajwanti Bullock, the students were taken into the fields to work under supervision.
We are replanting the field with trees that grow locally and that can provide food, right? And every tree that you plant, whether it's a fruit tree or a forest tree, helps to sequester carbon. That means to take carbon and carbon dioxide and lock it in and therefore reduce global warming.
From the field, the students were taken on a tour of the mud house.
So you would lie down on the ground and sleep. You did not have a bed like how many of you have beds. And when you were leaving, you would roll up your pal, or this is the bag that she's lying on, your extra change of clothes, because you only have 2 suits of clothes, your enamel plate and cup, and you would go to our next estate to work.
Following the tour, the students were treated to a taste of East Indian cuisine. There is nothing better than sada roti with fried aloo and some freshly made cocoa tea.
Actually tasting good.
You see, it tasting good.
Tastes like cocoa tea for you.
Next one, big bite boy. Yeah, man.
It tasting real good.
Participating in the activities was Councillor for Mondesi, Derek Bowen, who stressed the importance of teaching the younger generation about the country's heritage.
And I think the experience that these young people have today is something that they can take back with them and share with the rest of their classmates, they're even at home. So I'm really hopeful that this experience here, because I know Mrs. Bullock, who does a fantastic job with this facility, will give them the full feel of what indentured laborship was.
Ms. Bullock said while a lot is being done to keep the culture alive, there is still more to be done.
A national cultural preservation program that affects everyone, whether you are in school, whether you are a student, or whether you're just an ordinary citizen. Culture must be paramount, because if we change the culture, if we prioritize the culture by using the important lessons from the past, we improve the culture.
And following the long day's work, walking in the footsteps of the indentured laborers, the students received their well-deserved payment. Nicole Dookie, TTT News.
Thank you very much, Nicole, and our cameraman, Rajnath Lal. And thank you to everyone for being a part of today's show, a very special one as we celebrate Indian Arrival Day 2026. Thank you to my amazing team who made all of the pre-recording possible. Definitely working some extra time to get all of this together. I really appreciate you. Well, before we go, this coming Monday, Trinidad and Tobago Today will be broadcasting live from the Hyatt Regency. That's right, we will be at the Trinidad and Tobago Disaster Risk Management Conference and Expo from 6 to 8 a.m. So everything that you see here will be live at the Hyatt. Of course, if you are there, please come and say hi to us. We're looking forward to bringing you everything that the conference and Expo has to offer. Well, as we say goodbye today, we're celebrating 181 years since the arrival of the Indian ancestors to Trinidad and Tobago, and we really do honor the strength, the culture, the sacrifice, the enduring legacy of the people. Music and faith and family traditions, all their contributions have really continued to shape our rich multicultural identity of our nation. So happy Indian Arrival Day 2026 from all of us at Trinidad and Tobago Today. So we'll see you on Monday live from the Hyatt Regency, where we do this all over again. Have a beautiful and a wonderful weekend. Please drive safely. If you are on the nation's roads this weekend, no drinking and driving. We want to see you here on Monday. We'll talk to you then and have a beautiful one. Bye-bye.
Since 1972, one sound has been living in the heart of Trinidad and Tobago, the longest running radio station in the nation.
We're your holiday soundtrack, whether it's on your day off,
long drives, or house limes.
We are always sweet.
This is music with meaning, music with memories.
Music that feels like home.
And it's not just the songs, it's the voices you trust, personalities you've grown with.
Laughter that sounds familiar.
This isn't just radio, it's tradition.
It's memories. It's part of who we are.
Sweet 100.1 FM, the rhythm of our identity, part of your family.
Always 100, guide you on your way. Sweet 100, sweet 100.
Being connected, it means a lot because, first of all, you can't do this by yourself.
When you have your phone, you always have somebody at your side. I could call for help, anything going like,
You know, I'm giving children the opportunity to experience outside of their neighborhood.
Digicel is kind of a comfort, you feel good that people in your lives are always able to be contacted.
I was with the other network and I was having problems, so I joined Digicel. And I never regretted it.
Bestie lagi? Wala kitna ka? This one is only 1,31,900 rupees. क्या बात कर रहे हो यार? 1,31,900 रुपए का फोन? इतने में तो हमारे यहाँ एक शादी, 2 मुंडन और पूरे मोहल्ले के बच्चों का हैप्पी बर्थडे हो जाता है। वो भी ऑर्केस्ट्रा के साथ।
Good morning. This is your CDT News Update. I'm Carrie Roberts. Making the news at this time. A new emergency powers order prohibiting public protests was signed on May 27, 2026, signaling a significant development in the country's approach to maintaining public order and security. Deputy Commissioner of Police Drina Benjamin outlined the factors that are believed to have influenced this decision.
Made to ensure, while persons have the right to protest, that they do not seek to infringe the rights of the persons who have critical services to do within Trinidad and Tobago, so that we can ensure greater harmony, public safety, and above all, national security of this land.
DCP Benjamin noted that the schedule of places where people are prohibited from gathering to protest is included in the order. He noted that those places include the airports.
These places, as far as the schedule is concerned, is the Parliament of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, the Red House, Abercrombie Street, Port of Spain. We have the Office of the President of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, the Office of the Prime Minister. We have the Diplomatic Center, as well as the Office of the Attorney General, Government Campus Plaza, corner of London and Richmond Street, Port of Spain.
He added that these places include the Ministry of Finance, the Ministry of Defense, the Ministry of Homeland Security, police headquarters, along with all police stations. It also includes the headquarters of the Prison Service, all prisons and detention centers, the headquarters of the Trinidad and Tobago Defense Force, all army bases and barracks, as well as the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions. In more news, Director of the Tobago Emergency Management Agency, Alan Stewart, warned that the hardest part of a natural disaster is in dealing with the aftermath. Having dealt with hundreds of disaster-related incidents over his many years of service, Mr. Stewart has seen the importance of having savings.
If your roof is gone and your savings are gone, I could tell you, the pace at which things are going today, you'll be struggling for years.
Recovery can be slow and long, and Team Operations Officer Carice Thompson explained they are still treating cases from Hurricane Ivan in 2004.
We did have some losses where even today at TEMA, we have persons coming to TEMA still requesting assistance from this, and this would have been over 20 years ago.
TEMA is urging all Tobagonians to do all within their power to ensure they protect themselves and their properties when disaster strikes. In some sport now, Cricket West Indies has announced a 15-member squad for the 2026 ICC Women's T20 World Cup in England and Wales, led by captain Hayley Matthews. Veterans Deandra Dottin and Stephanie Taylor add crucial all-round experience, while the squad carries a spin-heavy balance with Matthews joined by Ashmini Munisa, Afi Fletcher, Mandy Mangru, Karishma Ramharak and Zayda James. The pace attack will be spearheaded by Chanel Henry, Aliyah Allen, Janila Glasgow, Jazara Claxton and Shonisha Hector. The Maroon Warriors opened their campaign against New Zealand on June 13th in Southampton before facing Scotland, Sri Lanka, hosts England and Ireland in the group stage. And that was your TDT News Update. I'm Carrie Roberts. From all of us here to you, have a great day.
This is